Hello, friends. Myself, Dr. Deepak Kumar Dwivedi. Friends, today you will learn the topic of photosynthesis. Is the site of photosynthesis and its overview. So, first of all, you will learn the site of the photosynthesis. Actually, the remarkable ability of an organism is to harness light energy and use it to drive the synthesis of organic compounds emerges from structural organization in the cell. Photosynthetic enzymes and other molecules are grouped together in a biological membrane. Remember, in a biological membrane, which enable the necessary series of chemical reactions to be carried out efficiently. The process of photosynthesis most likely originated in a group of bacteria that had enfolded regions of plasma membrane containing clusters of such molecules. In existing photosynthetic bacteria, enfolded photosynthetic membranes function is similar to the internal membranes of the chloroplast, that is a eukaryotic organelle. According to the endosymbiote theory, the original chloroplast was a photosynthetic prokaryote that lived inside an ancestor of eukaryotic cell. Uh, Chloroplasts are present in a variety of photosynthesizing organisms. All green parts of a plant, including green stems and unripened fruit, have chloroplasts, but the leaves are the major sites of photosynthesis in most plants. There are about half a million chloroplasts in a chunk of leaf with a top surface area of 1 millimeter square millimeter. Chloroplasts are found mainly in the cells of the mesophyll, right? Cells of the mesophyll, that is the tissue in the interior of the leaf. Carbon dioxide enters the leaf and oxygen exists by way of microscopic pores. These pores are known as stomata. Singular is stoma, that is, it is derived from a Greek word which means that mouth. Water absorbed by the roots is delivered to the leaves in veins, and leaves also use veins to export sugar to roots and other non photosynthetic parts of the plant. A typical mesophyll cell has about 30 to 40 chloroplasts, each organelle measuring about 2 to 4 micrometer by 4 to 7 micrometer. A chloroplast has an envelope of two membranes surrounding a dense fluid called the stroma. Suspended within the stroma is a third membrane system made up of sacs known as thylakoids, which segregates the stroma from the thylakoid space inside these sacs. In some places, thylakoid sacs are staked in columns known as grana. Singular, it's granum. Chlorophyll, the green pigment that gives leaves their color, resides in the thylakoid membranes of the chloroplast. The internal photosynthetic membranes of some prokaryotes are also known as thylakoid membranes. It is the light energy absorbed by chlorophyll that drives the synthesis of organic molecules in the chloroplast. So, photosynthesis, if you take a overview of photosynthesis, then you will find that it occurs in three stages. First is capturing energy from sunlight. Second is using the energy to make ATP and to reduce the compound NADP, an electron carrier to NADPH. And third is using the ATP and NADPS to power the synthesis of organic molecules from carbon dioxide in the air. So the first two stages requires light and are commonly known as light dependent reactions. And the third stage, the formation of organic molecules from carbon dioxide, is known as carbon fixation. This process takes place via a cyclic series of reactions. As long as ATP and NADPH are available, the carbon fixation reactions can occur either in the presence or in the absence of light. And so these reactions are also known as light independent reactions. So this is the reaction which occurs in the photosynthesis, that is 6 atom of carbon dioxide and 12 atom of water. In the presence of light they form the glucose, and 6 water molecules and 6 oxygen molecules are liberated. Now, this equation is the reverse of the reaction for respiration. In respiration, glucose is oxidized to carbon dioxide using oxygen as an electron acceptor, but in photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is reduced to glucose using electrons gained from the oxidation of water. The oxidation of water and the reduction of carbon dioxide requires energy that is provided by light. So, photosynthesis is considered as the redox process. If you compare photosynthesis with cellular respiration, then you will find that both processes involve redox reactions. During cellular respiration, energy is released from sugar when electrons associated with hydrogen are transported by carriers to oxygen, forming water as a byproduct. The electrons lose potential energy as they fall down the electron transport chain towards electronegative oxygen, and the mitochondrion harnesses that energy to synthesize ATP. Photosynthesis reverses the direction of electron flow. Water is split and electrons are transferred along with hydrogen ions from the water to carbon dioxide, reducing it to sugar. Because the electrons increase in potential energy as they move from water to sugar, this process requires energy. In other words, it is endergonic, and this energy boost is provided by light. So there are two stages in photosynthesis. These two stages of photosynthesis, these are known as light reactions. Number one, that is the photo part of the photosynthesis, and the Calvin cycle, that is the synthesis part of the photosynthesis. The light reactions are the steps of photosynthesis that convert solar energy to chemical energy. Water is split, providing a source of electrons and protons, that is hydrogen ion, and giving off oxygen as a byproduct. Light absorbed by chlorophyll drives a transfer of the electrons and hydrogen ions from water to an acceptor known as NADP, that is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate, where they are temporarily stored. Now, the electron acceptor NADP is the first cousin to NAD, which functions as an electron carrier. In cellular respiration, the two molecules differ only by the presence of an extra phosphate group in the NADP molecule. The light reaction use solar power to reduce NADP to NADPH by adding a pair of electrons along with an hydrogen ion. The light reactions also generate adenosine triphosphate using chemiosmosis to power the addition of a phosphate group to ADP, a process which is known as photophosphorylation. Thus, therefore, you can understand that light energy is initially converted to chemical energy in the form of two compounds, NADPH, number one, and second is ATP. NADPH, a source of electrons, has a reducing power that can be passed along to an electron acceptor and reducing it, and ATP, that is the versatile energy currency of cells that the light reactions produce no sugar, that happens in the second stage of photosynthesis, that is the Kelvin cycle. The Kelvin cycle is named for Melvin Kelvin, who along with his colleagues began to elucidate its steps in the late 1940s. The cycle begins by incorporating carbon dioxide from the air into organic molecules already present in the chloroplast. This initial incorporation of carbon into organic compound is known as carbon fixation. Therefore, you can see here that the Calvin cycle then reduces the fixed carbon to carbohydrate by the addition of electrons. The reducing power is provided by NADPH, which acquired its cargo of electrons in the light reactions. To convert carbon dioxide to carbohydrate, the Kelvin cycle also requires chemical energy in the form of ATP, which is also generated by the light reactions. Therefore, it is the Kelvin cycle that makes sugar, but it can do so only with the help of NADPH and ATP produced by the light reactions. The metabolic steps of the Kelvin cycle are, sometimes referred to as dark reactions or light independent reactions because none of the steps require light directly. Nevertheless, the Kelvin cycle in most plants occurs during daylight, for only then can the light reactions provide the NADPH and ATP that the Kelvin cycle requires. In essence, the chloroplast uses light energy to make sugar by coordinating the two stages of photosynthesis. So, as you can see in the this picture, that the thylakoid of the chloroplast, this is this is the chloroplast and these are the thylakoid. These are the sites of light reaction. Whereas the Kelvin cycle, this one occurs in the stroma. This is the stroma of the chloroplast, so that it occurs in the stroma on the and on the outside of the thylakoids. Molecules of the NADP and ATP picks up electrons and phosphate respectively, and NADPH and ATP are then released to the stroma where they play a crucial role in the Kelvin cycle. This is uh, all about sites, or that is the chloroplast of that is the part important organelle in which this process take place. And you can see here that there are two stages in the photosynthesis. One is light dependent reaction and second is light independent reaction. So kindly subscribe, like and share my channel and press the bell icon to get all my coming videos, and thank you very much.